this might come as a shock to you, and I don't care who you are, how long you've been training, or who you've been training with, but you've been taught wrong. Hey guys, my name is Ken, this is kenfuTV, and today we're going to talk about training, and more specifically how over these years you've been taught wrong. And I know you're thinking, Ken, what are you talking about? I train with so-and-so or so-and-so, or maybe you even train with me, and you're going, no, that's not true. But it is true, because you have to be taught wrong. At least I believe you do. You know, during your training, when you start at the beginning, you're going to be taught a way to perform whatever it is that you're being taught. Over time, when you become more proficient, you start learning the skills a lot better, you become more in tune with your body, how it moves, how you're able to generate power, etc. You will perform better. And at that time, your instructor is going to be able to teach you more, teach you differently, refine your technique, and make it better. Now, when this happens, there are two main things that happen when this happens. First, we have this gut reaction. If the change is enough, we have this gut reaction that says, that's not how you taught me. This isn't right. Now the changes might be subtle. The changes might be just small tweaks to what you're doing, or you might learn to do it a completely different way. And you might even, when you learn to do it that different way, you might react to it in a negative fashion, going, this isn't how you taught me. Or if somebody else is showing you, they've been tasked with teaching you this new method, you might be like, that's not how I was taught, that's not how so-and-so taught me. But what you have to realize is that what you learn and how you learn it and the skills that you have are based on your proficiency, on your ability. And when you very first started, your ability was not the same as it is now. And it will continue to go that way. As you continue to progress, you're going to continue to have more skills. You're going to be able to apply things in a different way. You're going to be able to refine movement to where maybe initially you had this really big movement, you know, and now you're able to be much smaller and generate the same amount of power, but with faster speed and less time. And it's not just your physical ability, but also your ability to react, right? You know, initially you might have to create more space, make bigger motions in order to catch the things that are happening. But as your proficiency increases, then you're able to pick up on things faster, react quicker, and make micro adjustments to what you're doing. So now maybe you just need a small motion, whereas before you'd have to move big and block this thing. But now you just move just a little bit to make contact and neutralize what's happening. And that's not a negative. Okay, so maybe at the beginning of the video you went, so you're telling me I've been taught wrong, you're a big jerk, I don't know what this is all about. It's not a negative thing, it's not a bad thing. Being taught wrong was part of the process. Being taught a method that you may never use again later, that was part of the process. And so in order to get as proficient as you are, move the way you do, you were taught some things that maybe you'll never do again until it comes time to teach somebody else who's gonna need to go through that same process you did to get there. Or maybe you might even need to develop a different way of doing it for that person to be able to develop the skills that they need to bridge that gap and get to where that skill is applicable. If you've been training a long time, this might not even be news to you. You might have already thought of all this stuff. You might have already realized. In fact, your instructor may have even told you that over time, this is how it happened. Really, this information is especially for the people who are still in the early stages, where being taught a different way of doing something comes as a shock, and the initial reaction is, so you're telling me what I've been doing up to now has been wrong. That's an easy reaction to take, but it's not true. It just was the step that you needed to take to get to where you are. And that's the big deal. That's what's important. Every time we move, we make refinements, we make adjustments, and as we become more proficient, we're shown better ways, more efficient ways, even sometimes more dangerous ways to do things. That one's, I think, probably the most obvious and the most profound, is the fact that there are ways to do things that if you start doing them day one, they will be dangerous for you and possibly the people that you're working with, training with. They're supposed to be dangerous for the people that you would maybe have to use this against, right? But the people you're training with, you need to not be too dangerous or you'll run out of people to train with. So that's important. So danger, right? Danger to you, danger to them. So initially you do it in a way that's much safer, but maybe less effective. And so over time, it becomes really important to gain the ability to have the control and the precision and the timing to take away that danger, be able to perform at a higher level and still go home safe and be able to do it again the next day and continue to train and continue to move. So don't be disheartened that some of the ways that you're taught are not very effective. They're only not effective for a time. And it's up to you to make them effective, but you will have, that's what your instructor's job is. That's what your senior student's job is to help you learn how to make it effective. At the end of the day, you teach yourself They provide guidance, but you have to internalize that. You have to take what you're learning and you have to put it into yourself in a way that makes sense. So you hear it, you see it, you feel it, you whatever, but then you have to take that, put it into context and make it something that you can remember and do that makes sense to you. So over time, you're going to make these improvements to yourself. You're going to make these adjustments. And this also goes to when you're training in another system or another style, or maybe you're just doing a seminar or you're training with some friends that train something else, have a different background. That's okay. They're going to show you different ways of doing things. It doesn't mean it's wrong. Okay? It doesn't. Just because they do it differently, it might be more effective than the way you're used to doing it. It might be less effective than the way you're used to doing it. It might be situationally dependent, which one would be more effective in that moment, but that's okay. Just take it what it is. Empty your cup and understand that it's all knowledge. And at the end of the day, it's not about the right knowledge and the wrong knowledge. It's about when to apply the knowledge that you have. So don't be disheartened when you're taught things wrong. Your instructor's teaching you wrong on purpose. They have a goal, they have a picture of where you're going, and they know what it takes to get there. And so being taught wrong is just part of the deal. That's it for today. That's what I got for you. If you like this video, consider hitting the like button. If you like videos like these, consider subscribing. If you want to know when new videos come out, hit that bell. If you have something to say about this, or you've got questions, or you have input you want to add, hit those comments and let's talk about it. And at the end of the day, you do you, right? Keep training. That's what it's all about. New videos every Monday, and I'll catch you in the next one.